Hey, it's Werner, and this is Finding Frequency. I just want to say thank you to all the feedback I got today. I really had a mixed bag of insights, advice, and perhaps you're confused about what I'm talking about. So I've been going on and on about this little house that Marta and I are quite keen on in this very dodgy town somewhere in the middle, in the north of Poland, mind you. And we haven't made up our mind yet. We've been in touch with the owner. We've spoken a little bit more. We don't know. We're still seeing. We're going with the flow. But a couple of things happened today. First of all, I had a lot of feedback, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who sent me a note with some property advice. And I must say the advice, or maybe it's not advice, it's opinions. Because I have dear friends who can clearly state what I need to consider. They know that they're not going to make up my mind for me, and therefore they state their opinions. So the opinions range from just make a damn offer, straight through to go find somewhere else in Europe to live. So I'm I'm humbled and I'm grateful for all the advice. Oh, and I also forgot that someone actually noted that I should check the sewage system to make sure that has been updated, because you never know. Thank you to everybody. I'm humbled and I appreciate all the input. But I also feel like we had a sign today. A sign. Because today is the 20th of April, 420. Now, if you know anything about drug paraphernalia, whatever, you'll know that this is kind of Snoop Dogg's favorite day, 420. And I said to Marta, this is a sign. We should make an offer of 420 and see what happens. We made an offer, or at least asked her if she would consider this offer, and she dropped the price. She came in lower. Now, what do we do now? Jokes aside, we still have a lot of things to think about and to discuss. Marta's keen, I'm keen. We're thinking about things. It's more about what's happening around it. And we're exploring. We're having fun. Don't worry. Nothing is going to crash, or there's too much other things that we need to focus on to really make this take over our whole lives. But sometimes we just walk past each other and Marta will say to me, do you know what I'm thinking about? I look at her, I'm going, a damn house, right? Fun times. It's just fun to be in the vibe and think about these things. So what's happening today? Man, I've been hitting keyboard like a crazy man. I'm actually a little bit overwhelmed again. And I don't know if I'm choosing my words wisely because I'm busy. I'm not freaking out. I'm not stressing. It's just a lot to do. And I'm really focused. I took on a project that is a little bit more intense than some of the work that I do. And I'm saying intense in the sense of having to have my hands on the keyboard and completely focused on the screen. So I'm hoping to wrap that up still in this week. But then in between that, I have to feedback and, some of my bigger consulting work is also demanding some of my time. So I'm hoping that by Wednesday, Thursday, I can say job well done and potentially head towards some kind of bit more of a relaxing weekend. But that is not always the case. But I'm also kind of grateful for it. I'm also live streaming with a good friend of mine at the end of this week, Kasia Gavlik. And there's two main reasons that I'm having her on my live stream. First of all, she's super clever. She's a legend. She is a research genius. And then the second reason is that I had to draw a line under what I'm doing, saying that I live in Poland and I have not had one Polish guest on my live stream. That is a disgrace. A disgrace, I tell you. So that has been remedied. Now I'm just hoping, because Kasia is actually on holiday and she's kind of been communicating back and forth with me as much as she can. She's been super helpful, that we can coordinate in a proper way to make really sure that we can do something cool. And then again, I'm not too worried about it. I know Kasia we'll have fun no matter what. And then let's see what happens. So that's something to wrap up and also consider for the rest of the week. Man, so much going on. And then Francie, extraordinary. He's always the extraordinary, but we've been struggling with him for the last couple of days. I think he's not getting enough sleep, or he's just going through a phase where he's a bit moody. Every morning there's a crying and struggle to get him out the door to the kindergarten. And when he comes back, he's happy. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride, especially now that Marta, luckily not so busy. She's probably going to hit busy spot next week. And, I've been completely hammered. So it's not a cool time. And then you always kind of end up feeling bad because you get annoyed. But then at the end of the day, when you get that kiss when I drop him off at the kindergarten and he walks off waving, man, I love that little kid. Even if he drives me nuts sometimes. He's such a special little dude. Yeah, so I need to wrap up because you know what's happening next? Do you know what's happening next? It's an Apple event, people. Apple event. Now, I cannot afford anything that they display on those screens or going to launch in the next couple of hours, especially because we're talking about 420 houses. But hey, I need to be in touch with the world. I need to be thinking about technology, don't I? So yes, I'm going to be watching the Apple event rather than talking to you. I'm a terrible friend, a terrible podcaster. But I want you to know, while I'm watching that Apple event, I want to say that I'm watching that with appreciation for all the feedback. And if you haven't sent any feedback yet about what I should be doing with my life, Marta and I, about this house, shame on you. It's not too late yet. Send it. Thanks for listening.